Welcome to part 2 of this Football Manager 2016 experiment featuring England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. If you didn't watch part 1, go and check it out first. You know what this is all about and you know what happened in the first few years of this experiment. Essentially what I have done is I've improved Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland in terms of youth facilities, finances and the youth rating of players coming through, so regens being produced, to see if they can basically be better than England on Football Manager 2016, because England generally always do well on this game anyway. And I left you here in the 2034 World Cup. It was a cliffhanger we ended on with Northern Ireland and Scotland in the semi-finals of the World Cup. A very strange semi-final lineup: Northern Ireland versus Poland and Scotland versus Costa Rica. Can both Northern Ireland and Scotland get through to the final? We'll find out in a second. I'm going to be annoying again and leave you waiting a couple more minutes because I'm just going to show you something. I'm just going to show you the spreadsheet I've produced. So in part 1 I did say I was going to produce a spreadsheet so I can work out a point system for this experiment and see which nation comes out on top at the end of it. Thank you for everyone that commented suggesting sort of the number of points that each team should win for certain positions they finish in the World Cup, Euros, International League, Confederations Cup, Champions League, World Golden Ball, World Player of the Year, etc. So what I've done is, this is the same as the Nordic experiment for those of you that watched it. I'm just tallying up how many times, for example, England have finished in the group stage of the World Cup, the quarter-final of the World Cup, and then, you know, runners-up. So they've done pretty well so far. Then this second sheet is just the number of points I give for every single thing. So what I've done is, if you win the World Cup, you get 10 points. If you're runners-up, you get 7 points, and you can see all the others down there. For the Euros, 8 points for the winner, because it's not quite as big a thing as winning the World Cup, of course, so a couple less points for that. 5 points for runners-up, and you can see the rest there. International League, 5 points for the winners, 3 points for the runners-up. That's all we're going to give points for. Confederations Cup, 5 points for the winners, 3 points for runners-up, 1 point for third place. Now, I'm not going to... You might want to try and change my opinion on this, but I've decided not to give any points for club teams winning the Europa League or the Champions League, simply because England have an unfair advantage at the start of this experiment with having one of the best leagues in the world, if not the best league in the world, and it's not really a huge amount to do with the national team. A lot of the best players in the Premier League, there are some very good English players of course, but a lot of them are from foreign countries and they've come here because of the money, the TV rights, etc. So they're likely to win the Champions League many times. We've already seen English teams win it many times in this experiment so far. Scottish club teams, Welsh club teams, Irish club teams, Northern Irish club teams, very unlikely to win a European title at any point in the next 100 years when we holiday this. So I've decided to leave that out and not count points for that. But maybe you want to convince me to change my mind for this, I don't know. And 3 points each for the World Golden Ball and World Player of the Year. Very similar winners every single time for this anyway, but we'll do that, 3 points each for that. I'm not going to count runners-up or third place. Let's just go for the overall winner for that one. So then I've just got the calculations here, and then these are the overall points so far. So England, unfortunately, in a way, are out in the league because we want to see the other four nations beating England, because the whole premise of this experiment, in a way, is me thinking that England are a bit overpowered on Football Manager, and they always have been. Some would say it's basically because we've got terrible managers, or just a bit unlucky in major tournaments in real life, and perhaps in the future we will win things. But on the basis of the last few years, you could argue England are a bit overpowered on Football Manager. So we want to see the others do well. Wales at the moment are in second place. I hope my calculations are correct. I will check them at the end of each episode and I'll make sure at the end it's fully correct, but this is how it is at the moment. 43 points for England, 21 points for Wales, 15 points Scotland in third place, Republic of Ireland in fourth, Northern Ireland in fifth with 7, but they've got a chance to win a few points here if they manage to win the World Cup, remember. If you enjoyed today's video, please smash the like button, that would be much appreciated and will motivate me to get part 3 out as soon as possible. So there we go, Scotland world champions in 2034. Beating Northern Ireland 3-1 in the final. So they both managed to get through to the final. However, Scotland came out on top. They took the lead through Robbie Walker in the 16th minute. Scott Martin got an equaliser in the 37th minute, but then Craig Parrott with effectively the winning goal and Jamie Johnston to confirm victory. Let's just watch this second goal. to see Scotland taking the lead and winning the World Cup final. Great finish from Parrott, and then Jamie Johnston. Confirmed victory. Let's see this then. Johnston with the finish. McCluskey, remember him? Still playing for Scotland, scoring goals. Not scoring goals in the World Cup final, but setting one up. And you can see the statistics down here. 9 shots for Northern Ireland, 14 for Scotland. Good final actually, 3-1. Usually cup finals are a bit cagey and end up being 0-0 or 1-0, boring games like that, like we saw in the Euros with Portugal versus France in real life. We'll just have a quick look to see how Scotland and Northern Ireland got to that final then. You can see they finished second in their group, Northern Ireland, behind Spain, but that was enough to qualify. Scotland and Wales both qualified from Group C. England top of their group with 7 points. I don't think the Republic of Ireland qualified, which is a shame because that could have been the first time we saw all 5 nations at the World Cup. Then in the second round, Northern Ireland beat Portugal 1-0. We saw Scotland beat Colombia 3-1, really good win there. And Wales beat England 2-1, as you can see. So Wales getting 1 up on England. A few people suggested also doing points where, if for example Wales beat England, you get 1 point. So a head-to-head thing. I could do that. I might implement that. I could add that up as well at some point, maybe in part 3. I'm not 100% sure, but let me know your thoughts on that if you would like to see that. Northern Ireland then beat Wales in the quarter-final 2-0, and Scotland beat Spain 3-0 to go through to the semi-finals, where we saw Northern Ireland beat Poland 1-0 and Scotland thrash Costa Rica 4-0. McCluskey with a hat-trick and an own goal sent them through. What a player this guy is. 50 goals in 58 caps for Scotland. Plays for Roma now. Been there for a couple of years. I mean, he's not moving huge amounts of money. He's a good player. If you look at him, 164 current abilities, a solid good player. Top quality player, but he's not world class, but he scores goals, and that's what matters in football at the end of the day. So we just look at Scotland under Craig McHale-Smith. The World Cup winning side have been first or second in the world rankings for the last 3 years now. They've been exceptional. McCluskey is their top player according to this list down here. Mark Love is second. He plays for Chelsea. Centre-back. A lot of these teams are producing really good centre-backs, I've noticed. Graham Ritchie, another good striker who has 44 goals in 84 caps for Scotland. Let's look at their best current ability. It is actually Graham Ritchie, who we just looked at there. Michael Little, decent keeper, but they don't have any world-class players. You'd say 175 and above current ability. 180 and above is, really, really top quality world-class player. But you could argue 175 and above is world-class. They don't have any, but they've got a good team and, good players all round in all decent positions, and they've won the World Cup. Brilliant stuff. And just before we move on, we'll have a look at Northern Ireland, who still have Gary Hamilton in charge. They're 7th in the world ranking, and their team, not as good as Scotland's, but they've done exceptionally well to get through to a World Cup final. So really well done to Northern Ireland for that. I'll add up all the points at the end of this part, and I'll show you the final score for the end of part 2 at the end of this video. I must also note that Scotland managed to win the 2033 Confederations Cup. That was after winning the Euros in 2032, so they qualified for the Confederations Cup, and they managed to beat Brazil in the finals. That's really well done to Scotland. I did already add those points to the spreadsheet at the start of the episode, so don't worry about that. They've already been added. But those 10 points for Scotland are certainly going to send them closer to England, trying to catch up with them. So this is truly remarkable. Scotland are trying to better Belgium's 3 in a row here. Scotland have managed to win 2 European Championships in a row. Their 3rd major championship in a row. They won the Euros in 2032, the World Cup in 2034, and now the Euros in 2036 to beat Croatia in the final. Remarkable achievement from this incredible Scottish side. They're 2nd in the world. Still got McHale-Smith in charge. McCluskey still playing for Roma and still playing for Scotland. 70 goals in 84 games for Scotland. Must be their all-time goal scorer surely. But what an achievement from Scotland. They have been truly amazing, which is great to see. So some of you Scottish people watching this should be, well, all of you Scottish people watching this should be cheering your nation on here, doing really, really well. Northern Ireland also doing well. They won their group to qualify in top spot in Euro 2036. We saw Scotland actually finish 2nd in their group. They did lose a game in their group. Ireland and Wales also qualified from their group. Really good performance from Ireland. And Italy topped Group F. England went through in 2nd place. So in the second round, we saw Northern Ireland beat Romania 3-1, really good win there. Wales beat Italy on penalties. Scotland beat Ireland 1-0. And England crash out on penalties to Holland. Well, that's realistic, isn't it? Then in the quarter-final, Wales beat France 2-1. And Scotland beat Spain 4-3. What a game that is. McCluskey with another goal. Craig Parrott with a couple goals. And Graham Ritchie as well. These players, they're just doing it on the in these important matches. They're scoring goals. Northern Ireland unfortunately lost against Holland in extra time. And then the semi-final, Wales lost against Croatia 2-0, but racking up a few more points, Wales. They're getting through to a semi-final. And Scotland beat Holland 3-1. McCluskey with another goal. Jamie Johnston as well. So what a brilliant performance from Scotland, who then moved on to the final and beat Croatia 3-1. Nathan Love with a goal. Robbie Walker and Robert Hartley. Let's watch the last goal of the game. They did actually go 1-0 down, but they came back into it and managed to score 3 goals before half-time. What a finish from Hartley, lobbing it. I don't know if that was meant to be a cross, but I think it was. I think it was a shot. I think he was going for the top left-hand corner there. Brilliant, brilliant finish. This is unbelievable. Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, have won the World Cup. We've seen 2 sort of home nations win the World Cup in a row. Someone tweeted me saying I should have called it the British Isles experiment, because home nations obviously doesn't include the Republic of Ireland technically. British Isles does technically, but I don't know how Irish people like being referred to as being part of the British Isles, because the British Isles refers to Great Britain and the Irish island as well. But then I suppose you could argue that teams like Jersey, Guernsey, Isle of Man would want to be included in this as well, and I don't know if they've got international teams on the game. Let's have a look actually. I'm curious. I've gone off topic here. Jersey, I don't think they are actually. There's probably a way of unlocking them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Ireland, Republic of Ireland, won the World Cup final and they beat England. Oh, you Irish. Imagine if that happened in real life. I can't even begin to imagine the scenes. I do actually have an affinity with all of these nations in some way. I'm born in England, but my granny was born in Northern Ireland, in Belfast. Her mum was born in Scotland. I've got a Scottish family. I've got Scottish cousins that live in Scotland who know about me on YouTube, actually, in a bizarre way. They discovered me. One of them's getting married to someone from Northern Ireland who I think her brothers or cousins or friends know about me somehow. But yeah, hi if you're watching. I've got no Welsh blood, but my granddad went to school there. One of my cousins was born there. I'm going off topic here, you don't actually care, but I'm just saying I've got an affinity with all these nations. And the Republic of Ireland, my wife, her granny was born in the Republic of Ireland, and there's also some family over there on her side. So there's like an affinity with all of these nations with me. I'm not just pure English. Okay, back to the 2040 World Cup. After telling you my life story and my family tree, which you don't care about, let's go down. England and Northern Ireland both qualified from Group D. We saw Ireland and Scotland qualify from Group H. Don't think Wales unfortunately qualified for this. Are we going to see all 5 qualify for the same tournament or same World Cup at some point? I hope so. That would be good. I think we've seen it with the Euros now, which is good. Second round, France beat Northern Ireland. England beat USA in extra time. Wow, look at that. Argentina beat Greece 7-0. Scotland in extra time beat Canada. That is a good performance from Canada, to be fair, getting through to this stage of the competition. McCluskey with another couple of goals. He's got 87 goals in 110 games for Scotland. What a legend he is. Probably the player of the series so far. Not the best player in terms of current ability, but you have to say he's been the best player so far. This guy, Eddie McBain's got 13 goals in 18 games. He's 25. I suppose he's being kept out the side by quite a few other strikers, but when he does play, he is lethal. And Ireland beat Poland 2-1 to get through to the quarter-finals, where England beat Mexico 2-0. Ireland beat Argentina 3-2 in extra time. Ronan McGoldrick, the hero. What a player this guy looks. 31 years old, 20 goals in 41 games for Ireland, plays for Stoke City, 156 current ability. He had the potential to be an incredible world star, legend, whatever you want to call him, but he didn't quite get there. But he's still a very good player. Look at him. Excellent. Unfortunately, Scotland crashed out in extra time in the quarter-final stage against Russia. So semi-finals, England beat Russia on penalties, and Ireland beat France 1-0. Dara McFall with the winner. 24 years old, 12 goals in 21 games for this striker. Looks okay, nothing amazingly special, but he got the winner in the semi-final of the World Cup. where we saw Ireland beat England 2-0 in Mexico City. Dean O'Donnell and Dave O'Driscoll, I remember this guy, cracking name. Veteran striker, what a legend. 84 goals in 133 games for the Republic of Ireland. Liverpool legend as well, Swansea legend probably as well. 50 million he moved for. Wait, I'm getting all... Help! Okay, here we go. Look, 50 million. What a striker this guy is, and he essentially won the World Cup for Ireland after a Dean O'Donnell goal. Let's see the 2 goals. We have to. We've seen 2 home nations, or 2 of our nations in this experiment, win the World Cup now, twice in a row as well. That was a good finish from... blabbering away there, but let's look at the second goal here. From O'Driscoll, that's a good finish as well. 2 cracking finishes past the English goalkeeper, S. Young. And we have to look at the Irish side. They're 5th in the world rankings. They've got a Portuguese guy in charge, Bruno Paulista. Their top player plays for Atletico Madrid, Kevin Elworthy, who is an attacking midfielder, left winger. Looks a good player. Dan Birmingham is also a top player, defensive midfielder. Got some good players. Let's look at the national team and just see the current ability of the best player. It is Birmingham. Dean Murphy as well. Shane O'Sullivan. Potential ability wise, there's quite a few players that just haven't managed to get there. This is the guy we saw previously, Kieran Whelan. 197 potential, but he didn't get there. He's 24 now. He might improve a bit, but it's unlikely. He's only got 1 cap for Ireland, which is a bit weird. They actually prefer this 32-year-old Connor Collins, who has 145 current ability. He's their main keeper now, I think. Yeah, he must be. But it's a shame that Kieran Whelan hasn't improved. I think it's probably because he's got stuck at Aberdeen, if I'm honest. Nothing wrong with Aberdeen. Perhaps if he'd moved to the English Premier League, there'd have been more of a chance of him improving, becoming a better player. I mean, some of the facilities at Aberdeen have dropped off. Remember, we boosted them right at the start, but they've dropped off a bit, unfortunately. Interesting that Celtic's dominance has completely ended, with Aberdeen, Hearts and Dundee the only teams winning it since then. But there we go. They've got some very good players. The most capped player is Dave O'Driscoll, 35 years old. He's also the top scorer, probably the all-time top scorer. Has he got more than Robbie Keane? Let's have a look. Yeah, he is. 84 goals, Dave O'Driscoll, all-time top goal scorer. But Gary Gallagher is the most capped player ever, and he's a manager now. So we've got to that stage where regions are now managers. And we'll have a quick look at England, because they were runners-up. They've probably got better players, to be honest. Well, there's no standout. Carl Fraser's the best current ability. Got a few players in the 170s. Cap-wise, Gary Field, who we saw previously. What a player he has been for England over the years. 107 caps, 42 goals. And that's from right midfield as well. He's not even a striker, so that's a very good goals to game ratio. Southampton legend. They signed him for 59 million, but look at that profit from Stoke. I mean, St Johnstone made a loss on him. They signed him for 9.5 from Blackburn, and then Stoke signed him 2 years later for 8.25 million. Strange business from St Johnstone. He actually had pretty poor seasons in Scotland, to be honest. And then Southampton signed him for £59 million. And he's been exceptional since then. 20 assists in the league in that season. Have they won the league yet? No, Stoke have though. But Southampton have been unlucky. They've been runners-up so many times. Scotland couldn't make it 3 in a row. Portugal won Euro 2040, only 24 years late. They beat France in the final. But let's see how the home nations got on then. So it's a shame, but we couldn't keep the roll going forever, could we? Wales and England easily qualified from their group. We saw Northern Ireland top their group, which is good. Ireland top their group as well. But no Wales. Again, what's happened to Wales? I'm curious now. Someone did point out maybe I should have improved the likes of Swansea and Wrexham and Cardiff, because they are Welsh teams that don't play in the Alphabet Welsh Premier League. That may have had some impact, but I don't know. Anyway, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. But this is the way it is. Hopefully Wales will win something at some point. They've got Valon Bayrami in charge, which is very random. Oh, what am I talking about? Wales qualified, top of their group. What am I talking about? I apologise, I'm an imbecile. Yeah, they were above England as well. So all 5 of them qualified, and all 5 of them went through to the second round. Ignore that. I'm an umpty. England beat Russia 2-0 in the second round. Wales did crash out at this stage though, losing against Italy. Northern Ireland beat Austria in extra time to get through, and Scotland convincingly beat Spain 3-0. We can't see that competition for some reason. And Ireland beat Croatia 2-0. And in the quarter-final we saw Portugal beat England. Portugal the eventual winners. Scotland got through to a semi-final again. They beat Germany 2-0. Ireland, clash and a half, beat Northern Ireland on penalties. And then in the semi-final, unfortunately, Portugal beat Scotland 2-1 and France beat Ireland 3-0. England runners-up again in the 2042 World Cup. Colombia won this one. Now, England haven't won anything yet. However, they've been runners-up 3 times in the World Cup, and they've been consistent. I think they've got to every single competition, and they've done pretty well at most of them, meaning they could end up winning this by not even winning any World Cup titles. We might get the likes of Scotland winning a World Cup and Ireland have won a World Cup, but if both of them then suddenly didn't qualify for the rest of the whole history of football, then they won't actually beat England in the point system we've produced. So how did this World Cup go then? Ireland topped their group, Northern Ireland also qualified, England and Wales qualified, they're always in the same group, I swear, and Scotland. So all 5 managed to qualify for this World Cup. That's the first time we've seen that. Scotland did well to get out of that group with Argentina, Belgium and New Zealand. Second round we saw Ireland beat Spain 1-0, Portugal beat Wales again 3-2 in extra time, England beat Northern Ireland 3-1. Scotland thrashed Brazil 4-1. Unbelievable. Paul McNaughton with a couple of goals. Scotland are doing really well in this. Then in the quarter-final, England beat Germany on penalties. What? Ireland lost against Portugal 2-0. Scotland lost on penalties against Colombia though. So we've only got England going through to the semi-final, where they beat Turkey 1-0 in extra time. Colombia beat Portugal, who've been doing really well lately, and then in the final they lost 1-0 against Colombia. So a bit unfortunate for England there. We still haven't seen them win anything apart from the International League. So yeah, they have won something, but the 2 main ones, World Cup, Euros, they haven't managed to win yet. Corrich is in charge of England. That is just random. Got a regen in charge of Northern Ireland at the moment, James Swift. Germany are back to winning ways. They've beat England in the final of Euro 2044. England losing another final. I don't know if this is realistic or not, because England don't get to finals, but at the same time, if they did, maybe they would lose them. Oh well. England are racking up the points. That's the main thing. They're doing really well, which the others are going to have to watch out for. So in Euro 2044, we saw England go through in third place, Wales went through in second. They're in the same group again. What the hell is going on here? They're always in the same group. Scotland topped their group, Ireland went through, and Northern Ireland also went through. So every single nation doing well again. Wales beating Ukraine 2-1 in the second round this time. England won on penalties. Scotland beat Croatia 2-1. Ireland beat Portugal 2-0. And Northern Ireland beat Russia 1-0. So is that all of them through? I think so. Wales then beat Scotland 1-0. In the quarter-final, Kevin Price with the winning goal. Quite a versatile right winger or striker. Plays for Millwall. 12 goals in 30 games. Are Millwall in the Premier League? Let's have a quick look. They are. Wow. Well, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Stoke have become dominant. This is amazing. They've won 6 Premier Leagues, and Chelsea have won the other few recently. But Stoke are... Wow. What are they doing? Brilliant stuff from Stoke City. I don't really know how, but I guess TV money on all that. Maybe one day, or maybe they've been bought out. Anyhow, England beat Ireland 2-1 in the other quarter-final, and Germany beat Northern Ireland 3-2 in extra time. That is really unfortunate. Good attempt from Northern Ireland there against the eventual winners. England beat Wales 1-0 in extra time to go through to the final. That was Germany thrashed Spain 5-0, and then in the final... extra time, 3-2. England once again very unlucky. This English side has some good players. Tommy Johnson, the best one. 178 current ability, plays for PSG. Yeah, some decent players. They've only got one player that's got lots of goals though, a left winger as well. 30 goals, Phil Thomas. Plays for Southampton. Wow. Scotland have won their second World Cup. They beat Brazil in the final this time. Brilliant stuff from Scotland. They've just been really consistently good. They've had some good squads. And they've won a second World Cup in this experiment. Really amazing stuff from the Scottish. Northern Ireland also doing well, qualifying from their group in top spot. So Ireland qualify from their group in top spot. Scotland win all 3 games. 9 goals scored, 0 conceded to go through. Wales knocked out in the group stage. They've been doing so well up to this point. England, they didn't qualify. No, they haven't. That's amazing. Imagine if all the other nations qualified apart from England. There'd be riots in the street. Northern Ireland crashed out in the second round though. They lost against Costa Rica 2-1. Portugal beat Ireland 4-1, and then Scotland beat Colombia 1-0, so they're the only home nation left. And they went on to win it. They beat Chile 3-0 in the quarter-final, and in the semi-final they thrashed France 4-0. Blair Forest with 2 goals. Plays for Arsenal, looks like a very good player actually. 15 goals in 24 games, but he's 28. It's strange how some of these players just don't get a huge number of caps because there's so much choice up front, I guess. They absolutely murdered France, and then in the final they won on penalties against Brazil. They did open the scoring with Liam Graham. Let's watch this goal. Out wide, good ball in, great finish from Graham. They went on to win. What was the score in the penalty shootout? 4-3. Brazil missed 2, Scotland missed 1. No, Scotland missed 2. Brazil missed 3. Oh, not a great penalty shootout actually. And Scotland, once again, world champions, once again first in the world. They've got a regen in charge, Cole Donaldson. He is Scottish as well, which is great. Robert Hartley is the top player in Scotland apparently. Plays for Stoke City, the best team in England. He's a versatile character. 120 caps for Scotland as well. He's a veteran now. Let's look at the team. Oh, Liam Graham is an exceptional player. 187 current ability. Reached his full potential. He's 28. And he's got 46 goals in 61 games for Scotland, sorry. He plays for Chelsea, but they only signed him for 4.2 million for full court. And he's a very good player, world-class talent. Maybe could win World Player of the Year. We'll find out, I guess, in a bit. He is the top scorer for Scotland at the moment as well. But Grant Mitchell, 37 goals in 30 games. He's also very good. He's 28. But that goal to game ratio is incredible. So this is the last stopping point for today's part 2. I'm going to just show a few other things. International League, Champions League, World Player of the Year. Go through all the teams as well. Have a look at them in a bit more detail. Unfortunately, Germany did win the Euros for a second time in a row. They beat Spain in the final. So it wasn't a good year for the home nations, unfortunately. But let's just have a look at it in a bit more detail. England and Ireland managed to get 7 points and qualify from Group B. At least Wales went in England's group this time. Scotland also qualified in 3rd place, Wales qualified in 3rd place, and Northern Ireland qualified in 2nd place. So all the home nations qualifying, where England beat Belgium 2-0, Wales lost against Portugal, Scotland lost against France in extra time, Germany, the eventual winners, beat Croatia, Northern Ireland thrashed by the Republic 4-0, and then the quarter-final stage, England lost against Germany, and Ireland beat France 2-1 in extra time to go through to the semi-final, where unfortunately they lost against Spain 1-0 in extra time. So really good effort from Ireland. We'll have a look at all the nations now in a little bit more detail. Have a look at some of the youngsters coming through as well. You can see world rankings wise, at this stage, 2049 as of July, Republic of Ireland are actually the highest placed team out of our teams. They're 6th in the world. Scotland have dropped down to 9th now. England are 10th. Northern Ireland are 11th. And then Wales are down in 24th, joint 24th place. That's a bit of a shame. Republic of Ireland, though, doing really, really well at the moment. They've got, oh, wow, the best player in the world, surely. How have we not seen this guy before? Aidan Hanlon, who is a midfielder. 199 current ability. He's reached his full potential. He's got 99 caps. He's got 23 goals for Ireland. He plays for Manchester City, and his personality is model professional. He is just the ultimate player. I'm excited. I want to see him. Let me see him. Come on. How have we not seen this guy before? What a player. Possibly the greatest ever player to exist. I bet he's not won World Player of the Year, though. It always seems to be that way. The best players don't win the World Player of the Year. He's been at Man City since 2036. They signed him for £3,800 from Coleraine in Northern Ireland. Ah, dear, that is just the bargain of the century. What a player he is. Well, okay, I've finished drooling over him. Pat Glynn is the second best player. They've got some really good players, let's be honest here. Top goal scorer, though, is actually Andy Donnelly. 81 goals in 103 games for the Republic of Ireland. 19 finishing, 20 composure. Really good player. Played for Millwall as well. Let's just have a look at the players coming through. You can see here, they've got a couple of really good players in the under-21s. Noel Waters and Paul Lynch. But they're little bit, well, they're over 21, meaning the likelihood of them reaching that full potential is slim. Under-20s, there's not really anyone in the under-20s. Under-19s, this is where the excitement really begins. Because we've got a 17-year-old 109 current ability, but 187 potential. Plays for Spurs as well, so he's got every chance of improving there. Michael Byrne, promising winger. Will we see him shining in the future in the next part? Hopefully we will. Moving on to Northern Ireland, who are 11th in the world, also have a regen in charge. And they've also got an exceptional player. David Burns had the potential to reach 198. Didn't quite get there, but 191 is very, very good. Up there with Messi and Ronaldo. David Burns plays for Chelsea. Once again, another Northern Irish side getting ripped off. £2,900. However, look at it. The Danks Bank Premier is up to 12th in the competition reputation, which is sensational if I'm honest. That is really, really good. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But David Burns is the best Northern Irish player by quite a distance actually. Niall Lawler is the next one. Most cap players, Paul Boylan, a goalkeeper, decent goalkeeper, plays for Liverpool. Lots of players play for Liverpool on this. And goals wise, it's actually Niall Lawler, 51 goals in 91 games. He's a Man City player as well, so that indicates he's a very good player. Moving down to the under-21s. Wow, 197 potential. He's 19. Can he reach there? That Stephen McLean, cleaning up at the back. He also plays for Man City. And there's another one, Craig Graham, 16 years old, 187 potential. Still plays in Northern Ireland. Can he get there? Someone will need to sign him, but I feel sorry for these Northern Irish teams that are selling their players for pennies, literally. Well, not literally, but 2.8k is nothing in football. Under 20 squad, there's no one there. Under 19 squad, there's not actually anyone that good, if I'm honest. The best players are in the under 21s. Tony Murray is the best one here, but likely not to develop, if I'm honest. But we might do, we'll see. Wales are the worst team at the moment, out of the 5. They've got Hugo Lloris in charge. He's 62 years old. And their best player is 171 current ability, Adam Jones, who has 30 caps and 2 goals for Wales. Potential-wise, there is someone that had 185 potential, but he didn't get there. Nathan Jones, 29 years old. Most cap player is Elliot Billington. Great name. Looks pretty decent. Plays for Norwich City. And goal-wise, it's Kevin Price. We've seen him before. 41 goals in 60-odd games, 68 games for Wales. Plays for Millwall. So not much to shout about for Wales at the moment. However, do they have some good youngsters? Luke Hughes, 19 years old, maybe could get there. Plays for St Johnstone in Scotland. So a lot of these players are moving around between all of the home nations. So it's just because you're a Welsh wonder kid, it doesn't mean you're going to be playing in Wales at the start. I wonder if he moved to St Johnstone or if he started there. He did start in Wales, but he moved for 375 quid to St Johnstone. Under 20 squads, nothing there as usual. Under 19s, there's only one guy with over 160, Barry Messer, 18 years old. It's not a huge amount to shout about for Wales at the moment. Hopefully they will improve. I think they can. Scotland are the ones that have had the lucky golden generation at the moment. Perhaps the Republic of Ireland second. Kevin De Bruyne is in charge of Scotland. This is brilliant. I love it when you see these random players in charge. So best Scottish player at the moment is Liam Graham, who I think we saw before. Yeah, this Chelsea guy. He's a sensational player. Steve Wilson second. He had the potential to be the best player in the world, but didn't manage to get there. But still a very good player nonetheless. As you can see here, plays for Manchester United. Most cap player is actually Liam Graham, and he's also the top goal scorer, just ahead of Grant Mitchell, who's got 56 goals in 49 games. Plays for Bournemouth. What a goal-to-game ratio he has. I'm interested to see what happens to McCluskey. Can't remember his first name. There's about 500 McCluskeys. He might be on the records, actually. Yeah, he is. Top goal scorer for Scotland. Declan McCluskey, 89 goals in 122 caps for Scotland. He has completely retired, but we can see you can read his biography if you're interested. But he's had two spells at Arsenal. Played for Hearts as well. Had a really good spell at Roma in particular. Under 21 squad then. Who's coming through in Scotland? Few players that are decent. Best one is Stephen Yates, apparently. Centre back. Under 20 squad. Oh, they've got a decent under 21 squad. Under 20 squad, sorry. And some very good players in there. Steve Meldrum is the top one. Plays for Manchester City. 19 years old. 190 current ability. Moved to 1.2 million from Livingston. Is he going to be a star in the next episode? We'll find out. They have some good players in there as well, actually. 3 very good players with over 180 potential. 2 strikers. David Ross, who's only 16 at the moment, so you can't really look at him and think he's amazing, but certainly has the potential. They've got a goalkeeper as well, and this is the other striker, Michael Harrison. So, this is going to be interesting. Scotland are just producing brilliant players. And England, 10th in the world, Remember, we haven't boosted them at all on this, but they're still producing very good players. Eddie Harris plays for Chelsea. He's their top player. Most caps is Tommy Johnson. He's now 31 years old. A defender who plays for PSG. And goals-wise, there's no one really, apart from Elliot Dodd with 43 goals. Everyone else is under 10 goals. But Elliot Dodd is the star. He plays for Manchester City, 43 goals in 57 games for England. So let's look at the International League then, because this is where some teams could pick up a lot of points if they do well in this competition. And they are doing well. We've seen England win it twice before Wales and then Scotland won it. And in this part, Wales have won it, but Northern Ireland have won it 3 times. But Wales picking up some vital points here because they need to, because their team's slightly weaker than others. But Northern Ireland have won it 3 times. Ireland have won it once. England have also been runners-up a couple of times, of course. But Northern Ireland doing really, really well here. Good to see. Confederations Cup then. Scotland actually managed to win it for a 2nd time in a row, which is fantastic. And Ireland have finished 3rd as well in this competition, so they've picked up a few points. But Scotland, 2 wins, really well done to them. We'll just have a quick look at the Champions League. We've not seen many English teams win it actually in recent years. We saw them dominating early on in part 1, but since then we've only seen Chelsea, I think. Oh, Southampton won it in 2031. Did we see that? I think we did. But Chelsea, the only English team to win it since then. But they are likely to win more competitions over time. And the Euro Cup has been dominated by English teams. We've seen Derby County win it as well, and Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Man United. So English teams seem to be doing very well in this competition. But we're not given points, unless you guys really want me to do points for this as well. The World Golden Ball then. So since 2034, let's see. Well, there's an Irish player featuring Kevin Elworthy in 2038. But this Argentinian seems to be dominating. There he is again in 3rd place. And Birmingham, remember him? He managed to finish 3rd in 2042. And yes, Aidan Hanlon. He's the guy. Is he the really good guy? I can't remember. He is the 199 current ability. You usually don't get the best player in the world in terms of current ability winning it, but he has managed to win it. He's won it in 2045, which is fantastic stuff. At the age of 27 as well. It's usually like the age of 36 when they win it. And then we saw a Scottish player win it, Jim Jardine, who I don't remember looking at previously, but is a very good player. 19 goals in 113 games for Scotland. Plays for Sevilla. Had good potential. Decent current ability. He is 32 now though. Remember, he'd have dropped off a bit since then. So we've seen Ireland featuring a few times. Aidan Hanlon also getting 2nd. And Pat Glynn, a different Irishman, winning. So Ireland have won this twice and Scotland have won it once. So they're going to get a few points here. And this guy is very good. 180 current ability. Plays for Chelsea. 60 goals in 97 games for the Republic of Ireland. Then World Player of the Year. I think will probably be a similar story if we just go up and look at the winners. There's Aidan Hanlon. There's Jim Jardine. And then there's Pat Glynn. So it's the same for this as well. But it's a good way to pick up some points by winning both of them. It's not always exactly the same, but it usually is. So Stoke have still been dominating England, as you can see there. But I just wanted to have a look at the European competition rankings, where the Premier League is top. But we've got the Ladbrokes Premiership in 7th. We've got the Northern Irish Premiership in 12th. But where? Oh, there's Republic of Ireland, Irish Premier Division. Where's Wales? Where's good old Wales? I don't think that competition has done actually that well. Yeah, they're down in 64th. It has gone up, I think, over time. But it hasn't done very well. It's actually below the Vanarama National League, which tells a story in itself. Just wanted to have a look at the nation club coefficients, so we can see the qualification places for the Champions League. You can see England's out on top. Scotland actually have one team getting into the group stage now, which is good. And one team in the best place qualifying round. Northern Ireland also have a team qualifying for the Champions League, which is really, really good. So I'm just going to have a quick look at last season and see the group stages, because I want to see how the Scottish and Northern Irish teams did. You can see the English teams doing well, of course. Glentoran, nearly. They're only 3 points behind Real Madrid, but look at that group. Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, and then Glentoran getting 3rd. That is a really good achievement, to be honest. And the Scottish team Rangers, they must have won the league recently. We'll have a look at that, but they easily didn't qualify for that one. So the Ladbrokes Premiership, Rangers have dominated again. So the last time we had a look in this part, Hearts and Dundee were dominating, and now it's Rangers. So they're back to glory. Celtic haven't won the league for 22 years. Imagine if that ever happens. This is the Welsh Premier League then, so you can see the winners there. This is the Northern Irish Premiership, Glentoran dominating. And this is the Irish Premier Division, where Galway United and Drogheda United have been swapping around regularly. I've just noticed I can be a little bit of a bastard once again and leave it on a cliffhanger, because it's Germany versus Scotland in the Confederations Cup in 2049. So in part 3 we will see if Scotland managed to win that. They've already won it twice, remember, so can they win it for a third time? We shall find out. Bom 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 bom. So this is the points at the end of today's part 2. England are out in the lead on 81 points because of their consistency. They've won the International League, but they haven't won the Euros or the World Cup. But because they've been doing well, they've got to 4 finals, I think, across the 2 main competitions. They've racked up a lot of points that way. I can still see Scotland catching up with them, maybe Republic of Ireland, maybe even the other 2 nations as well. It's going to be quite close, I think, come the end of the experiment. And we're not even halfway yet, because we're only up to 2049 and we've still got 53 years to go if I'm going to 2102. But thanks to Scotland's 2 World Cups and winning the Euros as well once, they're not far behind England. I've noticed a mistake. England had not won the Euros. They were runners-up. That would bring their points down a bit. They have won the International League twice. Northern Ireland, though, have won it 3 times, so they are the kings of the European International League at the moment. And Scotland, the only team to win the Confederations Cup. And across to here, Republic of Ireland, leading the way of the best players in the world so far. Scotland have also produced some decent players as well. So actually, Scotland only 9 points. I need to do my maths properly here. Scotland only 9 points behind England going into part 3. And Scotland could go even closer if they can beat Germany in the Confederations Cup final. They're at least going to get 3 points from finishing second in that. So they could make it 5 if I just go over here, see how many it is. Yep, it's 5 for the win, 3 for runners-up, and 1 for third place in the Confederations Cup. So who's going to win it overall? Maybe you can let me know in the comment section below, but it's going to be close, I think. All teams doing really well. Thanks for watching this video. Please smash the like button. That'd be much appreciated. And I will see you in part 3.